This is Renelle, and welcome to Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and friends. And here he is now, your host, my main man, Rod Brooks.
Thank you very much, Renelle. I am Rod Brooks, and welcome everyone to Quality Hang. As always, I'm joined on this broadcasting adventure, and boy, oh boy, hasn't it been an adventure over the last couple of weeks. My main man, the co-host of Quality Hang, my friend and yours, he is Marcus Osborne. What up, dog? How you doing?
What it do, baby? What it do? It's just another day in paradise.
Technology, my friend. When it works, it's great. When it doesn't work, it is the most frustrating thing in the world. Yeah. But it looks like the technological gods are on our side tonight. They were not on our side on Monday. Let me knock on wood. My head will suffice. And hopefully the technology gods treat us kindly here over the next hour or so as we bring you episode 92, if my math is correct, of Quality Hang. So we are coming up on our 1 year anniversary. I'm not exactly sure when it is, but I know it's in April. I'm middle of April, somewhere around there, when the NBA playoffs start, and we are closing in on our 100th show. I don't know if they will line up perfectly, but yeah, man, we're rocking and rolling, we're trucking, and about to celebrate our first anniversary. Who'd have thunk it?
I like a good milestone. I do like a good milestone.
Yes, there'll be balloons, there'll be cake, there'll be all sorts of stuff. Since day one of Quality Hang, our presenting sponsor has been the fine folks at Hop Monk Taverns. And before we start every show, we thank them for their continued support as our presenting sponsor. Hop Monk, 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. And at all 3 locations, they all do the same 3 great things: fantastic food from a wildly diverse menu, a craft beer selection that is absolutely out of this world, also a full bar at all 3 locations. But what I love Hop Monk for is their dedication to live music and live entertainment, and more to the point, their dedication to local artists having a place to play and be seen here in the Bay Area. So they have touring acts from around the country to stop by all 3 Hop Monk venues. But again, local artists, local musicians, local singers. That's what I love about Hop Monk, is that's a place for people in the Bay, your friends, your neighbors. That's a place in Hop Monk that they can play. So to see what they have coming up as far as live music, live entertainment is concerned at Hop Monk, check them out online at hopmonk.com. Really, the easiest thing to do nowadays, of course, is to follow Hop Monk on all of the relevant social media channels. But the best way to experience Hop Monk is to actually experience it. Check out one of their locations live and in person in Sonoma, Sebastopol, or in Novato. You will not be disappointed. It's been disappointing, Marcus, for the Warriors, and not seeing Steph Curry. The Warriors are now at 35 and 38. They are absolutely locked into the play-in. It is just a matter if the Warriors are going to be the 8, 9, or 10 seed. There's 9 games left. And the Warriors are 5 games behind Phoenix for the 7th seed. So the chances of the Warriors jumping up, to catch Phoenix and jumping over a couple of teams in the process ahead of them, that seems to be mathematically damn near impossible. So the Warriors are locked into the play-in and seem to be locked into that 10th seed, or that the 10th seed. Problem though is no Steph Curry. And here's the question. Well, first we'll give you the update. And the update is there is no update today. The Warriors will give an update tomorrow. And curious about this update, obviously, to find out if Steph is even on his way to possibly playing, Marcus, the last 9 games remaining in this season. Steph has still not scrimmaged unless he did today, and that will be a part of the update tomorrow. Steph still has not scrimmaged 5-on-5. He was supposed to do that in Atlanta earlier this week, but that did not happen. So The question is, should Steph play? I'm of a mind that yes. All right. And for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, just pure selfishness.
Yeah.
I want to see Steph Curry play as much as possible because even though he still has a couple of years left playing high level basketball, he's closer to the end of his career than the beginning. So just from a selfish standpoint, Old Rod B wants to see him play. But Draymond said this yesterday, and I firmly believe it. This idea that you just shut it down and you'll get them again next year.
Yeah.
Tomorrow ain't promised today.
Not
And
at all.
you only have so many bullets left in the gun. You only have so many bites at the apple. And clearly, we know the Warriors are not a championship caliber team. But with Steph Curry and hopefully Al Horford coming back, and we'll get an update on him tomorrow, and Kristaps Porzingis staying healthy. Sucks about Moses Moody. But you see the Warrior spirit and fight without Steph over now this seemingly, almost a month and a half. You get this group back with Steph Curry, and they have a couple of club punches. They catch a couple of teams slipping to get from the play-in into the playoffs. Hey, man, that's something I want to see. And with Steph Curry being the competitor that he is, that's something that Steph Curry wants. This idea that it would be better for Steph to just not play, you can't wrap these guys in bubble wrap. Like I said, tomorrow, we promise today. You can't hide these guys from the possibility of injury. Just the nature of the beast, just the way they play the sport now. And with these guys getting older, particularly Steph, injuries are going to happen. And he ain't getting younger. Time ain't going backwards. So this idea that Steph shouldn't play to protect him for next year, I completely reject that because you don't know what next year is going to look like, but you know what now looks like. And you're a better team with Steph Curry now going into this play-in situation that you're locked into and going into a possible run in the playoffs that might only be 4-5 games, but maybe they win a series.
Maybe.
To me, that's worth it.
I mean, I don't think has Steve Kerr lost a first-round series ever?
No, they've lost play-in games, if I'm remembering correctly, but first-round series now.
I don't think it's ever lost a first-round series. And if you do that, you're giving yourself a chance. Listen, man, one of the things I've really enjoyed on this sabbatical that we've had over the last few weeks is jumping on Twitter and trolling the fuck out of people.
Yeah, I was about to say to you, hey, man, watching you on Twitter going at people, whether it's Warrior related or whether it has to do with our current geopolitical climate, just seeing you just go in, just throwing haymakers on people who are clearly either trolling or stupid or a combination of trolling and stupid. I guess maybe trolling is stupid if you put it all together. Man, watching you do that has been fucking hilarious.
I did not realize, I get it now. I get why the trolls do what they do. It is so much fun. But that brings me to my point is that I realize Warrior fans are getting dumber. I think that this is getting completely and totally silly, the idea of Steph Curry. No, let's just shut him down. What are we talking about? This is unfair to him, first of all. He wouldn't want to be shut down. Give these guys the opportunity. They give these guys the opportunity to get out there and get beat.
Yes.
But this loser mentality of, we should just quit and throw it in. What are we talking about? Listen, you might get your wish. They might get into the play-in and get spanked and be in the lottery,
right?
Which is many of these folks wish, and it wouldn't be the end of the world if it did. But if you got Steph Curry and you've got a team that is still hungry and competing, why not keep playing? It's such a silly concept to not play.
If he cannot do further damage to his knee, and it's nothing structural, it's just he's got runner's knee. He's tired, and I've had it before. And the only thing that you can do with runner's knee is not run, not use the knee. So if he's cleared to come back, he's not going to do any damage to it. it's not going to weaken his knee to the
No,
point where he would be susceptible to tearing ligaments or having something horrible happen to it. So if there is no way to do further damage or any damage to the knee, it should be Steph's decision fully.
amen.
And
Amen.
I'm just guessing, but I think I'm right on this. If the decision is up to Steph Curry as to whether he will play basketball that is meaningful, might not be as
Yes.
meaningful as everybody would want it to be, where you are competing
Yes.
for a championship, but a chance to play more basketball and a chance to play in the playoffs. In my world, that's still meaningful basketball. That means you still have a
Of
chance
course.
to win and win something of significance. Even though, again, using common sense, you can clearly see that this is a Warrior team that has flawed, and there are better teams in the conference and in the Eastern Conference as well. But there's still meaningful basketball left to play. And when you're 37, coming up on 38 as Steph is, you don't know how much meaningful basketball you will have left. And this
Facts.
idea that shut him down until next year, you get a pick in the lottery. That pick might not work out for you.
It might be
You get
trash.
Giannis. You might not
Yeah,
get Giannis.
you might
Yeah,
not.
yeah. It's Mike Dunleavy Jr. is not the most popular guy in the Bay Area right now. So all of a sudden, you want to shut down and put your faith in a guy that you already don't like in Mike Dunleavy Jr. to rebuild this team, to give Steph a chance to compete for and win another championship. Come on, man. I think, and to your point about Warrior fans uh, showing signs of
A
being
loser mentality.
unintelligent,
Yeah.
showing the loser mentality. I really do think that's the Johnny Come Latelys. That's the new crowd.
Mhm.
That's the people who are Steph Curry fan. Everybody's a Steph. If you're a Warrior fan, you're a Steph Curry fan. But
Facts.
there are Steph Curry fans who are not Warrior fans. And the vast
Yep.
majority of them do not reside in the Bay Area. The overwhelming majority of them are, like I said, Johnny come latelys. And those people with that loser mentality, with that unintelligent point of view, as we found on social media, and as you see when you get in the trenches with them and swing and bang, people who are not the smartest tend to be the loudest on social media.
Yes. Yes. This is 100%. Listen, man, does anybody think Steph Curry wants to end another season on an injury? I think not.
Hell
And
no.
the fact of the matter is if they get this squad back healthy, if you've got Steph and you got Al Horford back, and now you've got Kristaps Porzingis playing well,
Mhm.
it's not like you have no shot to beat anybody. You're not going to get a title, but you probably won't go out like a scrub either if you got people who can actually ball playing and
Mhm.
not a bunch of G leaguers and
And,
randoms leading your
and
squad.
and again, understanding the problem is you make the playoffs via the play-in. You're going to be the 8th seed. You're
Yep.
dealing you're dealing
Yep.
with some heavy hitters up there. So again, understanding the odds are long, but again, this idea that shutting Steph down and preparing for next year, you don't know what next year is going to look like. You just don't.
Mm-mm.
And I think this idea that you can almost micromanage this situation perfectly for Steph coming up next year, that's not guaranteed. What is guaranteed is that you got 9 games left, you're locked into the play-in, and you're a better team with Steph Curry, and you're in a better position to win the requisite number of play-in games to get into the playoffs if you have Steph Curry around. I am curious, and I think I know the answer to this. I am curious how Joe Lacob feels about this and whether he
Mm.
has any input as to whether Steph would play or not. I would.
Mm.
I mean, he is hands on for better or for worse.
Mm.
I would think that Joe's smarter than that, and he would be all in on Steph playing if and when Steph is cleared.
Yeah.
But clearly, he's had an eye on life post Steph for the last few
Yeah.
years now, and I will assume that is intensified over the last couple of years.
Yeah, dude. I think the one decent thing about Lakeup is he is definitely hands on, and he definitely has his thoughts and opinions about what players he wants on the team. But he clearly is hands off when it comes to who plays in the game. He leaves
Yes,
out the
yes,
coach's way.
yes. He definitely he respects Steve Kerr's agency. I will say I liked the Joe Lacob that just spent the money and didn't
Yeah.
get involved in personnel matters. That's my favorite Joe Lacob. That's my favorite type owner, period. But in this case,
Me too.
specifically talking about Joe Lacob, I like the I like Moneybags Joe. I like Joe that
Mhm.
writes the big check. I like the Joe that hires the right people and then leaves them alone. I don't like the Joe Lacob that is still spending the money, even though that there are a group of people out there who think that Joe is trying to do a bit of a financial reset, to use that catch-all term.
I mean,
But
of course he
this
is.
Joe Lacob that is spending money but also getting involved in basketball decisions,
Mhm.
not the Joe Lacob I like.
I have to say this about Mike Dunleavy. If you take just kind of a macro level view of the job he's done,
Mm-hmm.
it's not bad. Under the
Yeah.
circumstances, with the players that he has, with the salary cap situation, with the cultural situation on the team. I mean, in terms of what he's getting in return for some of the players, and when you take a look at the way this team needs to actually acquire players because they don't
Yeah.
have money to spend on free agents.
Yeah.
So they have to rely on G League players. They have to rely on vet minimum and guys who have injuries who are
Yep.
trying to rebrand themselves. It ain't half bad.
Yep. Yep.
Kristaps Porzingis, we were all thinking this might go terrible, and now the dude is playing regularly.
Provided,
And
of course, he can actually play, he makes them a better basketball team. Full stop.
yeah, and not playing half bad. So
Yeah.
you think about the cards he's been dealt, and just if you're fair, if you're not one of these people going Dunleavy's an idiot because he traded Jordan Poole. By the way, how is that going? Because he let Kuminga go. Not the end of the world. You got somebody whose
Yep.
production is probably equal to Kuminga's right now. And,
Yep.
and if we're being completely honest, if he's healthy, he's a far superior player to Kuminga. So we'll see how this thing shakes out.
We will. Again, so the Warriors are going to give an update on Steph and also on Al Horford and Seth Curry, by the way. Are going to give an update on those guys tomorrow. But if Steph was able to scrimmage today, or if he's able to scrimmage in the near future, to me, the writing's on the wall. That they're going to ramp it up and see if they could get Steph in game shape for a couple of games coming up here at the end of the season. Again, 9 games left in the regular season. So get Steph in, I would say, maybe 4 to 5 of these remaining 9 regular season games. Get his cardio up, get him back into, again, basketball shape, and then he'll be ready for if the Warriors do this right, he'll be ready for the 2 and in full Steph mode for the 2 play-in games that if the Warriors win them, they will get into the playoffs, and that is a whole different situation. So there you go. There is your Warriors update. Happy baseball opening day to you. You know, I don't. Maybe if I've asked you this, my apologies for asking again. But because John Fisher took your baseball team away, the Oakland A's, do you have a team that you follow? Do you follow the Giants, or are you just kind of like, baseball, I get into it how I get into it?
Yeah, for years I was kind of one of those split hat guys, and then I started.
Whoa! I'm sorry.
Yeah, Rod, I was young and I was ignorant at the time.
No. That's an excuse for doing drugs. That's not an excuse for.
By the way, my excuse for doing drugs is because I enjoy it.
It's because they're fun, but there's nothing fun about wearing a Have Giants.
I didn't know. I was 13. I was just coming into my own with all these teams, and I saw other people doing it. And then once I sort of grew up and really started to get into it and really see how San Francisco felt about the Oakland teams, I came back to the town going like, why the fuck are we rooting for these dudes? Why are we rooting for these dudes? What the hell is going on here? I'm good. I'll root for the A's and then keep it at that. But you know what? There are teams that I think I've told you this. The Dodgers. I know people hate me for it, but I like the Dodgers because my pops was a Dodger fan, and he was a Brooklyn Dodger fan.
We'll let that slide.
I kind of always just followed. But then once they beat the A's, less of a Dodger fan.
Then it became personal. Sure. Yeah. No, I get it. It's like it's like a superhero villain origin story. I get it. Yeah. It's like Batman watching his parents get gunned down in the alley. It's like, yeah, of course you're gonna be a vigilante. Watching the Dodgers beat the A's in '88. Like, yeah, of course you would then.
Me no like.
Yeah.
Me no like.
Makes perfect sense.
I do like the Cardinals. I like the uniform. I like the history.
They are terrible now,
bro.
Man, you want to talk about an organization? I mean, the Giants, rightfully so, are getting guff for making a lot of money and not spending any money. The Cardinals are the absolute one of the worst offenders when it comes to that. They make a boatload of money, although attendance is down. Can you believe that? Attendance for Cardinals
at the Cardinals game
down.
Is insane. Yeah,
but the organization, the team is making a lot of money, and they are putting no money whatsoever into that team. It's crazy to watch that happen in real time, but that's baseball for you.
It is so weird. It's not like they don't make money. And is it the same ownership group?
I mean, it's no longer owned by the Budweiser folks. It's no longer owned by the Bush family. I forget who owns it, but it's not some it's not the Little Sisters of the Poor.
No,
it's just. I mean, you know how it is in baseball, man. With the exception of the Dodgers. I mean, hell, man, even the Yankees are
the Yankees are poor.
Watches their bottom line. Yeah,
they're poor.
Yeah, and the Giants, I mean, one of the highest revenue grossing teams in the league, top 5, if I'm remembering correctly, but 12th, 13th, somewhere around there in payroll. As far as the Giants are concerned, clearly the one thing that everybody's going to be paying attention to is how Tony Vitello does. Their manager, last night notwithstanding, they're going to be able to hit for sure. They are, like a lot of teams, with the exception of the Dodgers. I just don't know if they have enough pitching. I don't know if they have enough starting pitching, and I'm unsure about their bullpen. The thing about the Giants is that if they are good enough around the trade deadline, and I think they're going to be, just on the strength of them being able to score runs. Again, last night being just being one of 162, the first of 162 games. But will the Giants be aggressive and look to take on some payroll to shore up their pitching, whether it's another starting pitcher or whether it's somebody that can help them in their bullpen if they indeed need that help? Because I really do think they're going to be a solid baseball team, and with what they have right now and what they may be able to acquire to fill a need, I could see them being an 88, 89 win team, and that should be enough to get you in the playoffs. And this season for the Giants, Dave Fleming said it on 95.7 The Game, and it's been said by other people because it's the absolute truth. For the Giants this year, it's got to be the playoffs. It's been 2 years.
So that's what I was going to ask you.
I don't think it's a successful season if you go, you know what, we were okay. Okay is just not going to cut it for Giants fans because they've been restless for the past few years. I think they'll start to get vocal, and they will start to get they'll start to stay away from the ballpark if they feel like that this team is not serious about acquiring talent and spending money when they're one of the highest revenue grossing teams in the league.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. What your thoughts on what is going to constitute a success? Not what's going to constitute a successful season for the fans, but like legitimately, objectively, looking at where they were last year, what would be a successful year for them this year? Is it really making the playoffs?
Yeah. Yeah, they got to be one of the 12 teams in Major League Baseball to make the playoffs. And again, just looking at it from a realistic point of view, and I would love for this to happen. The chances of them winning the NL West are not good for all obvious
Yeah.
and understandable reasons. But here's the thing, winning the division is not as coveted as it used to. I mean, of course, if you could do it, you do it. Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, how many division winning teams have we seen get into the playoffs and flame out fairly quickly? It
Yep.
happened a lot this past postseason.
Yep.
So really, it's just about getting in. And with there being multiple ways of getting into the playoffs for the Giants this year, with what they have offensively, with the amount of money that this team has, they if they are competitive enough, and I think they will, there is no reason for them not to acquire talent, even if that talent adds to more payroll. Acquire that talent to be one of the 12 teams that gets into the playoffs in both leagues. Anything less than that is an organizational failure, and that's not a player situation. That's not a Tony Vitello new manager never having any Major League Baseball. That's an organizational problem, and they've got to be accountable for that if that does not happen.
Hey, there's no salary cap, so
the only salary cap in baseball is the one you impose on yourself.
That's it. There's no salary cap, so you can't use that as an excuse.
Nope.
It's. I actually don't have high expectations. I feel like this team is probably another year away, maybe 2. But that's just me.
2 years ain't gonna cut it.
You know what my feeling is, Rod? My feeling is that I think folks may or may not want to see it this way, but I just feel like this is a rebuild. I think this is a rebuild.
No, see, here's why I disagree with that. Because of, let's just talk position players. You got Lee in right field. A free agent acquisition. That's not a rebuild. You got Patrick Bailey behind. I know I'm going all around here. You got Patrick Bailey behind the plate. Okay, go glove catcher. Showed improved offense near the end of the season last year. That's not a rebuild. You go out and you get Rafael Devers. That's not a rebuild. You got Matt Chapman. That's not a rebuild. You get Harrison Bader. That's not a rebuild. You got Logan Webb. Not a rebuild. Robbie Ray. I keep going on and on down the list. There's too much talent on this team as far as everyday players are concerned for certain.
But do you think that talent is overestimated?
Well, I mean, but that's a different conversation. Matt Chapman. I mean, hell, I ain't even talking about Willie Adames. I mean, you have a Gold Glove left side of the infield. You have Rafael Devers, one of the best. I even talked about Luis Ariz. Whether you like his style or not, whether you put a lot of value in a guy who gets a lot of singles and makes a lot of contact and has a 300 average, which is something you don't see in today's Major League Baseball. If you value that, great. If you don't value that, I don't think you can deny the talent. So if you want to talk about whether this talent's been overvalued, I think that's a different conversation. My point is that if you're talking about the Giants being in the midst of a rebuild, I reject that just simply based on the players, the everyday players that they have. They have, like I said, they're going to hit. They're going to score. They have everyday players that I believe would be coveted by other teams that have playoff aspirations. Where the Giants are thin, to me, is where a lot of teams are thin with their pitching, starting and bullpen until further notice. So I don't see it's a rebuild in any way, shape, or form.
So if we're looking strictly at the talent, where should they end up in the West? They're not more talented than San Diego. They're not more talented than Padres, obviously.
Boy.
Where should they end up? Like who are they finishing ahead?
Here's their competition. They have to finish ahead of either the Padres and the Diamondbacks. And as good as Tatis is, as good as I'm blanking on his name, third baseman Machado is. Machado is excellent. I would take the Giants' everyday lineup over the Padres. So again, to answer your question, the Giants should finish no worse than third in the West. And I think third in the West, depending on what the East looks like and what the Cubs and the Brewers do in the Central. I think third in the West, if you are at 88, 89 games,
you think that's
that
enough
should
to get into the postseason?
I think that's enough to get you in the postseason. Now, if you have the NL East and the Mets are a 90+ win team
Which
and
they
the
should be.
Braves, which especially because they don't have much money they spend,
They
Braves are a
should be.
90-win team, the Mets are a 90-win team, and the Phillies are a 90-win team, then that's where you're
Yep.
going to have some issues. But yeah, I think, again, the Giants, if they get some pitching, if it's needed, and I think it will be, if they get some pitching, they should be a high 80s win team, and that should be enough to get you in the playoffs.
Or at least a sniff.
Or getting close, I don't think is going to cut it for a lot of people. They got to get in. They got to get in. Now, if they get in and they get bounced out quickly, that's a different conversation for a different time.
I think it's going to be interesting. I just have the feeling that hopes are a little bit high for the Giants.
Oh yeah, but that's the nature of the beast. That's opening day, baby. That's opening
Hope
day.
Springs eternal.
Oh man, let me tell you something. Opening day, everybody is high on that shit. Right? Opening day is just I mean, even Pirates fans, until O'Neal Cruz decided to break in on the ball before breaking back, which is something I tell little leaguers to do. Like even Pirates fans thought maybe this year, and they're like, oh, okay, back to reality. But man, there is no more powerful substance in North American sports than the hopium that comes with opening day.
And honestly, I said I kind of say this to people all the time. Hope is always great, but expectations can ruin you. It absolutely ruin you.
For sure. We were
you gonna talk about your boy Barry becoming an analyst?
Well, I don't know if he's gonna. He was on Netflix last night, which, by the way, oh, dear God, I am slowly coming to grips with things ain't just what they used to be as far as how we get our sports. Okay.
Oh, absolutely not.
Opening day used to be something sacred. All right. The Cincinnati Reds would start it every year. They were the team that would play the first game on opening day, and then other teams would follow suit. So the fact that the Yankees and the Giants played yesterday, or it wasn't opening day, it was opening late afternoon, played late afternoon against the Yankees, an interleague game, and it was on Netflix. I don't trip on that, but I don't need to see Netflix put on another baseball game as long as I live. That was wow. That was a hot mess. But Barry Bonds was on Netflix yesterday. He was a part of their pregame show, and he was on the broadcast, or was a guest on the broadcast during the game. I don't think he's going to get into broadcasting. I think that Barry is now kind of being a little bit more jovial and open to talking in front of microphones and stuff. Yeah. But I don't think he's going to become an analyst in any way, shape, or form, or be on it, on Fox or ESPN or NBC. I mean, all of those analyst spots and all that stuff is already locked up. I think that was just a one-time Netflix thing. I'm sure it was a one-time Netflix thing.
Reggie Jackson was on last year, and I loved every second of it. And I don't remember which broadcast he was on, but he was on. Oh, I think it was the classic. Jesus,
the World Baseball Classic,
or the one with the White Sox.
Oh, the Field of Dreams game. Yeah. That was a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Was that last year or was it 2 years ago?
No. That was a couple of years ago. They haven't done that for a couple of years. Yeah.
I love that. That was great. Well, I the smart thing about baseball is I think that they are giving in to what the NBA has learned. You got to go where the audience is.
Well, you got to get that money first and foremost.
Yeah. And but that is the thing. You got to get the people watching you in order to do that.
Yep.
If you want that money, you got to go where the eyeballs are.
Yep.
And the fact of the matter is, nobody watches broadcast television anymore.
Nope, they most certainly do not. They most certainly do not. We were off for a few weeks, so we missed quite a few things. So how about we get into some stuff we missed?
Nice.
What'd you think about Bam Adebayo's 83-point game?
Okay, so this is probably a controversial take to most, but I thought it was cool. That's fun.
It's not controversial. Yeah.
I mean, people are so offended. Like, what? How are we offended by this? The dude, I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how he got it. 83 is fucking 83. And
now you know who was offended. Kobe fans. Kobe stands were offended. All right.
What a bunch of weirdos.
Bastards. What a bunch of weirdos. Well, stan culture period is weird, but
It's
Kobe
weird.
stands in particular are
It's
weird. They've
cultish.
deified him. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is cultish. Yeah.
So strange. I'm like, every time I hear a Kobe stan tell me that Kobe is the greatest player of all time or one of the top 3 players, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
You sweet summer child.
I'm like, what are you talking about? And the thing is, they're like, well, ever since Kobe died, y'all been trying to hate on him, trying to act like he was. Kobe wasn't that before he died. I don't know anybody who was saying he was one of he was the greatest player of all time. What are you talking about?
When Kobe was alive and playing, we were calling him a ball hawk and a ball hog and a gunner. We were doing that to his face. So this ain't about speaking ill of the dead by any stretch of the imagination. So no, it was just Kobe stans who were talking that nonsense that, Bam's 83. You knew you were talking to people or you were hearing from people who were irrational, these Kobe stans, when they kept saying that Bam broke Kobe's record.
I know. It irritated me so much, Ryan.
Like, no, man. 100 is the record.
Yes.
Kobe's second. Bam didn't break no record. Bam just is now replacing Kobe as the guy who is second in the most points scored in a single solitary NBA game. So you could just tell that you were just talking to children. It wasn't ethical, and that type of game should not have broke Kobe's record. Like, man, Kobe ain't had no record. What you talking about?
Dude, there was one writer, and it was actually a reputable writer who literally said that Bam should have left the game once he got to 80. If he had any kind of ethics, he would stop playing. He'd jump out of the game when he got to 80. What?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, what would Kobe do? Kobe wouldn't come out that game.
Not by any stretch of the imagination. No.
He ain't coming out.
Not at all. I thought it was cool. I do though. I am the type of person though that I think you can hold multiple divergent opinions. That life and sports is there are shades of gray. 83 points. I don't care what level.
Yes.
83 points in any basketball game is an incredible achievement. Even if it did come against the Wizards. All right. It's insane. However, and again, I think you can hold different opinions about the same subject. 83 points is incredible. 43 free throw attempts to help you get to that 83 points. That's a wild number. I'm not blaming anybody for it by any stretch of the imagination, but 43 free throw attempts is
how many of them did he make?
Wild number. Oh, I don't remember.
Did he make like 20 something of those?
I just remember the 43 free throw attempts.
I think maybe he got 30.
I think he took 23 threes and only made 7.
7, yeah. And so I think maybe he made 30 free throws.
I don't think taking 43 free throws diminishes the accomplishment of scoring 83 points in a basketball game by any stretch of the imagination.
It's ugly. It's just ugly.
But
Ugly to
man,
look at.
43 free throws in a game is a wild stat.
Bro,
Wow.
I'll say this. I'll take it a step further. If you're shooting 43 free throws, that's actually making it harder to get to that 83.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
the number of shots you have to make is insane.
43 free throws. Every time I think about it, it makes me laugh. More stuff we missed while we were off. You're the award show guy. What'd you think of the Oscars?
Good. It's a good show. And I realized that watching, I'm like, oh, this is a pretty good. I didn't think about it but it was a pretty good year for motion pictures. A very good year for motion pictures. And I actually knew it was going to happen, but the amount of hate that came out from the racists for Sinners is so silly and so ridiculous. And which made me root for Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan and that entire cast even more. I actually didn't have a problem with it not winning Best Picture. I didn't have a problem with Ryan Coogler not winning Best Director because so many of us were rooting for them. But because he's going to get more opportunities, obviously. And I felt like this was Paul Thomas Anderson's year because he'd been around so long, and sometimes it's just somebody's turn.
And again, you're the movie guy. 2 questions. I will assume you saw One Battle After Another. And what other movies have Paul Thomas Anderson done? What would I be familiar with?
Shoot, that is a good question. Now I got to look up his filmography because there's a ton of them.
I mean, I guess I could have done that. Sorry. What'd you think of One Battle After Another? I'll look it up.
No. Paul Thomas, because you've seen. Damn it. Let's see.
I'm looking him up. Boogie Nights. Okay, I've seen that.
Boogie Nights was this first big hit, which was fantastic.
There Will Be Blood. I don't think. That's the milkshake one, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, There Will Be Blood is weird because I liked it, but other people loved it.
They loved it. Yeah, you couldn't get away from. I'll drink your milkshake.
Yeah,
that was right up there with Charlie Murphy for
The Master with Philip Seymour Hoffman. I again, a movie that I liked, did not love it. Other people did.
So One Battle After Another was his first Best Picture.
Yeah, it's his first win. Best Picture.
Okay.
And so like when you're one of those guys. You assume that at some point you're going to get yours, and this is the year he got his. And it's not typical for a genre film like Sinners to even be nominated. So this is not, dude. So Ryan Coogler has made 5 films. 2 of them have been nominated for Best Picture.
That's pretty impressive.
That's a pretty good track record.
Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive for an old college football player.
Yeah.
Man, what an unbelievable story. What an unbelievable story. All right. So that's
I love hearing him talk.
Oh, yeah, because he is straight up Oakland. Like if you know the what a person from Oakland sounds like, it hits your ears the right way. There's almost like a musical rhythm to it. It's like, it's a dude from Oakland, and if you know. One of my favorite things to do when an athlete goofs up is to play my favorite game, and it's called Who Wrote This Apology?
Here we go.
And we ask this question because of the actions of one Cam Scattaboo from Rio Linda, California. Cam Scattaboo, New York Giants running back, went on a show and he said this. He said this.
He's a
He
little slow.
said this. He said
Is there a real
this.
thing?
No, it's an excuse.
I think asthma's an excuse too.
Yeah.
Is that a hot take?
No, that's a good
That's
take.
valid.
Yes, asthma's fake.
Is there anything worse than when you're in 4th grade and someone's huffing and puffing? You're just soft.
Yeah, just literally
Be better.
breathe air.
I guess that was funny.
Listen,
whatever.
that was so wrong. But as an asthma sufferer, it's kind of funny. Be better with air. Be better with air is a great one. That's a bar.
Be better breathing. I have no comment on it because obviously what he said was silly.
Yeah.
But this just gives me an opportunity to ask the question: who wrote this apology? Because a mere 4 hours after this video came out, this apology came through Cam Scatterbu's various social media outlets. Quote, I recently did an interview and had a lapse in judgment, which resulted in me making a tasteless joke about CTE and asthma. It was never my intention to downplay the seriousness of head trauma, head injuries, or asthma. I sincerely apologize to anyone that was offended by my remarks, and I assure you that I'll be more mindful and respectful going forward. So, Marcus Osborne, I ask you, who wrote this apology?
Probably his girlfriend.
I don't know who wrote it, but I can tell you who didn't write it.
He ain't.
And the person who did not write this apology did this before one of his games in college when he was with Arizona State. I promise you, it's going to pay off. I promise you, when I get a hold of the person who is responsible for the StreamYard site that we use to bring you this show, I am going to throttle this person. Cam Scatterbu did this in college. I promise you, it's going to be. There it is. That's Cam Scatterbu. Before games in college. You hear one of the guys go, what kind of warm-up is that? That's Cam Scatterbu. And I promise you, the dude who did this did not write this apology. There are way too many multisyllabic words in this apology for them to come from Cameron Scatterbu of Rio Linda, California.
I almost would have rather him just stand on it.
No, don't nobody stand on it, man. No, there's too much money to be lost, and you have agents and handlers who would stand to lose some money if you lost some money. So no, dudes ain't gonna stand on that. No.
It's terrible because it's also a really bad apology. As soon as you get into where's my favorite part? To anyone that was offended by my, as soon as you get to that point, you've already kind of blown your apology up. You're not really taking responsibility for what you said.
No,
you're trying to cover your ass. And so it just don't. If you can't do it right, don't say nothing. Because
I assure you that I'll be more mindful and respectful going forward.
Yeah,
you wrote that, buddy. Sure, you did. So there you go.
Killing it.
It's another exciting episode of Who Wrote This Apology. Let's see here. What do we want to get into? Well, one of my favorite things is to talk about robots. And the fact that robots are going to, in the not too distant future, enslave us and kill quite a few of us. It's going to happen. Okay. This is not some made up fever dream by your boy Rod B. All right. This ain't no movie stuff. This is a real dystopian future that is coming for us. Robots will be our overlords. Prepare yourself now. And see, here's the thing. I've done extensive research on this, and I've done this on the show before. I've showed you videos before where the robots are trying to present themselves now as really nice and friendly, right? They're trying to catch us off guard. And they're trying to make us think, oh, these robots won't hurt us. They're just here to help us. They're here to entertain us. I ran across one of these bad boys in the city not too long ago. And I promise you, it's going to pay off. I promise you. It's going to pay off. It's going to pay off.
It's going to pay off.
It's going to pay off. I ran across this in the city not too long ago. God, I hate this program.
This is part of the machine's plan. They've stepped in and decided we don't want you showing this to people.
So that's why we've been having technological problems.
We don't want you showing
because
it to people.
I've been exposing the robot's plan to enslave us. But first, they're going to trick us by being all nice and friendly. I ran across this robot in San Francisco not too long ago.
You can make it do.
So usually this guy's autonomous, but
It's a guy. Okay.
It's a guy robot.
His name's Peter. He's a photographer.
Hello, Peter.
So we take him to events and he takes photos with people and then sends them to their email.
We just don't let him loose on the street.
So you can, or he can go. Can you make him walk around, or?
Yeah, of course.
He's wearing overalls.
All right.
Easy, Peter. Settle down.
He's wearing a scarf. Like that robot can't hurt anybody. See, this is how they get us. They make us think the robots are harmless, right?
Can it step up?
That's a very smooth walk.
Now, imagine that robot
Can
armed.
you turn around and come back to him?
Like, watch this. Watch this.
Hi, Peter. Settle down. Can you wave?
Imagine hundreds of those armed coming at you and your family. This is the future that's coming. I'm telling you. But see, I'm open up your third eye. All right. You see how they try to make the robot all nice, and his name is Peter. Look, he's wearing overalls. How dangerous could a robot in overalls be? That's what they want you to think. But what happens, Marcus, when the robots become ungovernable? What happens when the robots, Marcus, when they decide that it's their time to get at humankind? What happens, Marcus, when the robots decide it is their opportunity to enslave the human race? I present to you a cautionary tale that took place here in the Bay Area at a restaurant in Cupertino. This is going to be shocking video.
Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
I hate StreamYard so much. So I take you to a restaurant in Cupertino. Okay.
This is wild.
Robot, look, he's dancing, he's friendly, right? Look at me. But all of a sudden, the robot says, I've had enough. Everybody's laughing, but this robot ain't bullshit. And now the robot has become ungovernable. What are you prepared to do when this happens? Look at this lady struggle against this robot. Oh, it looks cute. Oh, it looks friendly. But this robot is giving this lady the blues. Also, this robot is very much committed to the dancing bit, which I do find hilarious, but frightening at the same time, Marcus. What are we prepared to do when the robots decide, like this one did at a restaurant in Cupertino, that it is done being friendly and it is time for it to take over the human race? What are we prepared to do? We better be prepared to do something. That robot just dabbed.
What are you prepared to do?
Like they can't control it.
Like Sean Connery in The Untouchables. What are you
prepared to do?
On his dying, as he's bleeding out. What are you prepared to do?
3 people. So I ask the question, what are you prepared to do? Because the robots are coming. and they're going to enslave us.
They're lucky
are
that's not
you
one of those strong
prepared
robots.
to do? I mean, it looked pretty strong because I mean these ladies were having issues. I love it when it finally decides I'm done with this dancing shit.
Now I'm about to start tearing up. I'm about to go.
And this poor lady in the red, it just has no chance of handling this robot. So there you go. I you know, again,
Reggie Hammond in the bar in San Francisco to start tearing shit up.
you might think that these are just the rantings of a crazy person. Okay. When those robots have enslaved you, I just want you to remember who told you that it was coming. It's this guy right here. It's your boy, Rod B. Prepare yourself, people. The robots are coming. I mean, we've all seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's happening. It's happening.
Facts.
What are you prepared
Facts.
for? All right, there you go. Bad robot. Oh, that's what I wanted to get into. You remember the 999 challenge I told you about last year?
Yeah.
So 9 hot dogs, 9 beers,
9 beers.
and over the course of 9 innings.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenon during last year's baseball season. And of course, with Major League Baseball being Major League Baseball, they have found a way, Major League Baseball, to monetize it. And Major League Baseball teams around the country, including the Giants, have introduced the 999 challenge.
Nice.
All right. So you see the Royals, the Phillies in bottom right corner,
Nice.
the Giants. Now, you said you could do it, okay? Because
dude, I feel like I could pull off the hot dogs.
You do enjoy a hot dog. You are the glizzy gladiator. You
I like
enjoy
the
a hot dog.
And
You
if it comes down to me having 1 hot dog per full inning, I can probably do it.
Okay. And I know you could do this because I just want you to notice something here real quick. If you look very closely, do those look like regulation glizzies to you? Don't them glizzies look a little small?
They
See,
do.
they trying to pull the okey doke on us.
They do.
The 999 challenge for the Giants
These are not foot long.
is $55. And as you see, them ain't regulation hot dogs. And the beers, those aren't 9 16-ounce beers.
You know,
Those are 9 little cups. And what they give you a tall boy of Coors Light for you to pour into those 9 cups. I'm going to say it right here, right now. Don't come up to me talking about I did the 999 challenge at the Giants game, because that's the phony 999 challenge.
Maybe the hot dogs are cold. Maybe that's what it is.
On shrinkage. Let me tell you something. All right, you trying to pass off these miniature glizzies and a little sip of beer as the 999 challenge. That's like somebody telling me that they ran a marathon when they only went 13.1 miles. No, that's not a marathon. That's half a marathon.
That's half a marathon.
This is not the real 999 challenge. The real 999 challenge is a regulation size hot dog and a 16-ounce beer, and eating that dog and drinking that beer once an inning for 9 innings. Don't fall for the fake tiny glizzy in the tailpipe. This ain't the real
sliders
999 challenge. Get out of here with this nonsense.
This is, I mean, maybe they're girthy.
Hey now. You know what? And I find things out about myself doing this show. I had no idea that I was such a hot dog size queen. I had no idea. I had no idea would get so irrationally angry about the size of these hot dogs being offered in these 999 challenges brought to you by Major League Baseball teams around the country. But you know what? It's not that I'm a hot dog size queen. It's just that I'm all about accuracy.
Exactly.
A real 999 challenge is a regulation size hot dog and a 16-ounce beer. Anything less than that is not getting the job done.
It ain't legit.
And I hope I can get your vote this upcoming November, because that's what I stand for.
Holy shit.
There you go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And they do
Let's
look
do-
small.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, to the naked eye.
But I will say this:
some ain't real hot dogs.
for all 9 of those, and they come with beer.
Yeah, but they're giving you like a 22-ounce Coors Light.
I mean,
Nah, it's not the real
the
challenge.
price is not horrible.
No, 50. Well, but see, $55 for 9 hot dogs and 22 ounces of beer.
I mean,
That's a
think
lot
about
of
what,
money.
But think about what a one hot dog by itself would cost at a ball game.
Yeah,
I mean, them fucking hot dogs
I
are
think
expensive.
you're getting shortchanged on the beer. But
Probably are.
I need more than 22 ounces of beer in this challenge, right? You see, this is why we make such a great team. It's like you're the hot dog guy, I'm the beer guy. Between the two of us, we could knock out
We could
it'd
probably
be like
make this happen.
it'd be like a combined no hitter. Like between the two of us, you eat the hot dogs, I drink the beer. We can make it happen.
That's
Sure.
right.
And then there'd be some people like, oh, well, you didn't really do the 999 challenge. It's
That's
not,
right.
like people say, oh, it's not a real no hitter because it's a combined no hitter. No, if the object is to not let a team get a hit, then
That's it.
that's a no hitter, right?
That's it.
So there you go. 999 challenge. There you go. Let's do some on this date before we get out of here. On this date, March 26th. I hope this works, because when you hear this music, I promise you, as I was, you will be taken back to your childhood. And at some point in time, when StreamYard allows it, you will hear this music. And I promise you, you will have the exact same reaction I did, because on this date in 1973, this daytime television show premiered. Here we go. Right? Yes.
March
please.
26th, what year?
March 26th, 1973. This
73.
daytime television show premiered. Come
This will
on,
be interesting.
you rat bastard.
1973.
Work now.
Oh my goodness.
On this date, 1973, The Young and the Restless debuted on CBS. And if you grew up like I did, when you heard this music, this was time for you to go outside, because Mama is watching her stories. On this date, The Young and the Restless debuted on CBS in 1973.
Let me tell you, my mother and my aunties and my grandmother, they all, and this is when I was in Little Rock. We lived in Little Rock when we were growing up, and I got hooked on that show. I started watching that thing when I was like 8, 9 years old, and then I watched all the way up until I was about 25.
Yeah, Young and the Restless, huge in the black
And
community.
here's what's funny.
Huge.
I would like 25, I would stop watching it regularly. Then I'll go like 10 years and check into it. Literally the same exact stuff was going on.
Oh, yeah.
Literally the same exact stuff was going on. Like, oh yeah, you can check out of a soap, that particular soap show, and then check back in. The same shit is going on.
Well, I mean, but that's the brilliance of soaps.
Yeah.
Is that you could check out,
and
then come right back in and not feel as though you missed a whole hell of a lot. You get back in the stream and you just keep floating on down the river. You knew exactly what it was. So yeah, on this date in 1973, The Young and the Restless debuted on CBS. On
the soap shows, by the way, were the I think are the epicenter of the evil twin storyline.
Oh yeah, for sure. On this date in 1979, Magic and Bird met in the NCAA championship.
He has 24. A reminder of our award ceremony following tonight's game. 12, 11. Well, that Reed has hit 3 low. Oh, there's the pass. Like a shot. It's all over. Michigan State University
Magic had 24 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Larry Bird had 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 steals. Obviously, as you can see, and I'm sure as you
warms my
remember, Michigan State won that game, won the national championship, and that was the beginning of. I mean, I consider it to be the greatest rivalry in sports. Definitely the greatest individual rivalry in sports between
Absolutely.
Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. But before they got to their respective pro teams, the Lakers and the Celtics, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson met the NCAA championship game on this date in 1979.
Brother, if you know, my favorite player of all time is Magic Johnson. And
Sure.
if you want to have some fun, particularly youngsters, you don't think that Magic Johnson and Larry Bird could play in today's game?
Oh, nah,
Do yourself a favor, sit down on YouTube one day and just
dog.
watch some Larry Bird and Magic Johnson highlights.
Yeah.
It will blow your mind.
No, they would dominate in today's game just as they dominated in the 80s. So, no. When you're good, you're good. You can play in any era. It absolutely does not matter. So on this date, 1979, Magic and Bird met in the NCAA championship game, and a rivalry was ignited. On this date in 1980, the mighty Van Halen released their third album, Women and Children First. Lost Control, Romeo Delight, if I'm remembering correctly. Everybody Wants Some is on this album. Yeah, it is a great picture. Great album cover. Take Your Whiskey Home. Women and Children First, being a Van Halen fan, that you couldn't tell. Not my favorite Van Halen album, but it's a Van Halen album. Yeah.
Whistle.
Yeah. I've never not had a song from that album come on. You know, I have it on my phone. I have all my songs on shuffle. I've never had a song from that album come on and go, I don't want to hear this. Never has happened. They had better albums for sure. But Women and Children First definitely holds up. And Eddie Van Halen's playing. You can't ever go wrong with that. So on this date, 1980, Van Halen's third album, Women and Children First, was released.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's always best in terms of longevity and this is what happens most times. The acts that blow up immediately don't last. The acts that are around for a while build up a decent following, and then they get to that third, fourth, fifth album, and suddenly they explode, and the world discovers them. Those are the ones that tend to have long-lasting careers.
But here's the trick with Van Halen. You know, they paid their dues, to use that term, you know, in Pasadena, you know, just basically just being a backyard party band. And, you know, they got into some clubs on the Sunset Strip and around LA. But that first album came out, and I mean, they hit hard. Van Halen 2, which I like Van Halen 2, you know, in the Van Halen discography. Van Halen 2 hit, and it wasn't as big as Van Halen 1, but it had legs and sold a lot of records. You know, you get to this period, the album after Women and Children First, Fair Warning, is other than 1984, my favorite Van Halen album. But you had that Diver Down period in there too. You know, it could have been, I just think that the Van Halen sound was so good and Eddie's guitar playing was so undeniable that they could withstand a couple of albums not being sort of fully formed and muscular. And I think this album is one of those, you know, sort of not fully formed and muscular albums. You know, Diver Down was just a bunch of covers, even though there's some really good stuff on Diver Down.
They were still like really trying to find their sound.
I think that's fair to say, for sure.
And
for sure.
But eventually, but the good thing about bands like this, artists like this, is that while they are having their sort of growing pains and looking for themselves, they develop such a strong fan base. They are, when they find it, everybody else jumps on, and they blow up and become mainstream, right?
And it seems like it's impossible for anybody to do that now, just because of how we consume music.
Yeah.
There's no way to do that now. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, there's
So
no
on,
album artists.
exactly. So on this date in 1980, Van Halen released their third album, Women and Children First. On this date in 1990, man, I miss this guy, Shock G.
Oh,
Sex Packets was released by the great Bay Area collective, Digital Underground. Man, Shock G should still be with us, brother. He should still
way
be
too
with
young.
us. Way too young. Sex Packets, man, it still holds up to this day.
It
And
does.
when it hit, it was groundbreaking. We never heard anything like it. That's the best way to put it. Never heard anything like it.
Yeah, this is such a fun time, at least here in the Bay Area, because it was like for like a 2 or 3 year period, the hip hop spotlight was on the Bay Area, and there were so many people coming out with Short and Hammer and Digital Underground,
Tupac
and
just getting going.
Tupac, Souls of Mischief, like all these Bay Area hip hop acts were just hitting.
Tony, even though they're not necessarily hip hop. Tony was getting their thing going. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yep. On the stage.
Great cover, right?
Oh yeah. Just and I do think the album. I think it qualifies as revolutionary. It still holds up.
Absolutely.
And boy, I think there's been some things that have come close to sounding like it, but it's like Sex Packets when you hear it.
Yeah,
The underground when you hear it. They were one of a kind. Rest in peace, Shock G. On this date in 1997, and I had forgotten about this. You remember the Heaven's Gate thing?
Oh, right.
You remember this?
We were talking about this. Me and my buddy Mike. We were talking about this literally 4 days ago.
No way.
Talking about the Nikes, like, man, he had them cool ass Nikes though.
They were all wearing the Nike Cortezes.
Nike Cortez. Yeah.
And they were in bunk beds, and they had blankets over them, waiting to be teleported by a spacecraft tailing behind a comet. And I'm going to move this banner here real quick. Can you believe people followed this crazy-eyed old man? 39 people followed this dude into a suicide because they thought there were aliens behind a comet.
Man, you know you're a good cultist when you get the black folks to jump on the bandwagon. Because black folks is like, nah. they got some Negroes that was like, nah, I think I want to lay down, put these Nikes on, and put on this tracksuit and kill myself to get on this damn comet.
Yeah, this guy and Jim Jones, like, if you get black folks to buy your bullshit, then you are a bullshit peddler of the highest order. Yeah. So, on this date in 1997, 39 members of the Heaven's Gate cult were found dead, mass suicide, as they thought, following this guy. I forget his name, but following this guy who told them that there was an alien spaceship that was going to pick them up that was trailing behind the Hale-Bopp comet. So
wow. I mean, what a wild coincidence. We literally just talked about this like 4 days ago.
So on this date, 1973, Young and the Restless debuted. 1979, Magic and Bird met in the NCAA championship game. Van Halen released their third album, Women and Children First, in 1980. Sex Packets released in 1990. And in 1997, Heaven's Gate happened. So there you go. On this date. So, all right, let's wrap this bad boy up with the best thing that I've seen today. Something that I ran across on Beyonce's internet.
Nice.
It's the best thing that I saw today. And I want to pass it along to you in hopes that it will be the best thing that you will have seen today. I really wished that these videos would load as quickly as I want them to, because I know that this is, I know, right? I have all these videos. Yeah. Best thing I've seen today, 40 seconds of bears using a tree to scratch their back.
Oh my God. This looks so satisfying.
Man, homeboy right now is getting that itch satisfied. Look at the pure joy on this bear's face.
Lord have mercy.
He's like, oh God.
I get it.
Oh,
I get it.
Man. Whew. He
I
is
get it.
worn out. That's my man here is like, oh, I hated I can't reach that
You
in.
gotta wonder how they discovered how to do this. Because like all bears do it.
So there you go. It's the best thing I've seen today. 40 seconds of bears scratching their backs with a tree. Here we go.
Oh, I look so relaxed. That's so satisfying.
That's the best thing I've seen today. My man is working it out, dog.
I get it, bro. I get it. It's been a long day of snatching
man.
trout. You gotta go to the tree.
Origin for berries. Like I don't have opposable thumbs. I don't have a back scratcher. What am I supposed to do? Oh, look, a tree. I'll satisfy that itch. So there you go. That's the best thing that I have seen today. And that is the show. As always, we thank our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hop Mug Taverns, 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. Go and check them out. That is not the banner I put up. This is the banner I put up. God,
Yeah.
I hate StreamYard. I hate you so much, StreamYard. Mr. StreamYard, ooh, when I find you. But what I love and who I love, all of the quality hangers, all of the listeners, all of you folks who watch. I know that our broadcasting schedule has been wonky as of late, but we are back on track. And as long as these technological gremlins do not sabotage us, we will be with you on Mondays and Thursdays with regularity. So thank you for being patient with us, and thank you for sticking with us. And we see you folks mixing it up in the chat. We love that you've created a community because that's what we wanted to do. Marcus, my brother, as usual, it was a stone groove. How about we try to do this again on Monday?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody, have yourselves a fantastic rest of your evening. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. We will see you around the corner. And as always, be good and be good at it. We'll see you. Bye.